Hello, welcome, good afternoon. This is the Real World TV, and here I am, Cameau, substitute host.
Shout out to everybody for watching The Real Word. And we're on our third episode, episode 20. Shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting.
Third season.
Gotcha. Shout out to Pastor Sander Cameau. He couldn't be here with us today. He's enjoying his best life right now. So we're here with Cameau. So shout out to Cameau again for covering 2 weeks in a row. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to everybody that's been watching, everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that's been following us on Instagram at The Real Word TV. That's at The Real Word TV on Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's subscribed to the YouTube. That's www.youtube.com/C for channel /The Real Word TV. That's youtube.com/C for channel /The Real Word TV. Shout out to everybody that watched last week's episode. And shout out to everyone that watches on television on the Brick Network Thursdays at 4 p.m. So big up to you guys and shout out to the Brick Network. Check your local cable listings. But enough about that. We have a special guest today. Introduce yourself, sir.
Blast like that, my man. That's a lot of backslash, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But yeah, my name is Fabrice, Doresca, quote unquote Haitian. Street name Breeze.
Fabrice, for real?
Yeah, man. Listen, if you want to say the spray or whatever, I know that's what you're thinking. Go ahead by all means, because he already had that smile.
Nah,
that's
too predictable, man.
Oh,
now I'm thinking of some clever ones.
Oh, yeah, like Fabuloso or something like that?
Yo, don't take all of them away, man.
I got to before you even get a chance. But nah, yeah, my name is Fabrice, of course. Used to go to Getty or whatever. Shout out to them, whatever the case is.
What is Getty? What's that?
Oh, get somebody short for Getty.
Nah, I'm joking. I know what it is.
Wow, this dude.
I didn't know.
Oh, no. Yeah, he didn't know.
It's on Empire in Brooklyn, right?
In Brooklyn, yeah. Unfortunately, I live in Jersey now.
So shout out to Get Somebody. Shout out to
Jersey?
Masuka.
Yes. Nah, don't do that. Jersey's live right now. You bugging, bro. Live,
He
yes.
said live in Jersey?
Live.
Well,
no disrespect to Brooklyn. Of course, Brooklyn and New York is forever going to be live. There's nothing that can top that. But New Jersey, for right now, I'm just talking about, like, living life. Not like, you working in New York and you working 7 days a week and you can't pay your rent still. That type of lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I say. It's live.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that Jersey's the move. Like if you want to go to a place where basically you could save your money, buy affordable housing, big houses for less money, more land, more bang for your buck versus to New York, overcrowded and overly expensive.
Absolutely. Honestly, funny story. When I was the EMS or whatever, I didn't want to move to New Jersey at all. Like, at first I was the EMS in New York, and I was the EMS in New Jersey just to get experience or whatever, just to see what's out there, you feel me? And to me, New Jersey was beautiful. No disrespect. I seen a whole bunch of other people, of course, whatever, but it was beautiful to me. Of course, you see beautiful houses and all that stuff. And
you must have not been in Newark.
Oh, no, yeah, I was even in Newark at the time. You feel me? That's the funny thing. When I moved to Jersey and I found out Newark, I was like, this is nothing. This is like Brooklyn to me. So it's like, whatever.
True.
But when I first, worked in Jersey, at the time, I was just like, oh, this is nice. This is not bad. And I'm just like, maybe one day I'll live here. And then boom, one thing, I'm living in Jersey. So far it's been good, to be honest with you. Rent's been affordable. I haven't had no problems. Nobody bothers me.
All right, so we're gonna keep. This is the real word, so I gotta talk to you like we're talking on the block.
Go ahead, man. Do you
Without the cursing, please.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
How are the beautiful ladies?
Oh, no, that's trash. You can stay in New York with that. Yeah, I'm just, no disrespect.
I ain't gonna say trash and then say no disrespect.
No disrespect. I'm not saying the ladies is not beautiful out there like that, but compared to what you're used to, no, y'all laughing. This is not even a funny thing. Compared to what y'all used to, right? Yeah. Y'all would be like, damn, son.
A little bored.
A little bored. Like, because New Jersey, what it was, like, for me, when I moved out there, it's either like I make a name for myself and be out there and do my thing or whatever, or you just, become a regular dude. Facts. You got one life to live, so it's either, you make it or you don't.
Facts.
It's just
but you gotta shoot your shots.
You gotta shoot your shots, you feel me? So that it's just one of those things. No matter what the circumstances, whatever you're going through, at the end of the day, it's still gonna be you, regardless of the facts. So,
got it.
But yeah, New Jersey with the ladies, you're better off getting a lady in New York, maybe, Because that's what you guys are used to. Me, I'm not used to Jersey like that, so I don't really.
Rickard is a married man, and
Well, I don't know, man.
I'm on break.
You're on break. Wow. Okay, I didn't know people still do that. But, okay.
He's on vacation.
He's on, you're on vacation. So where you at? Bahamas?
God fishing.
God bless your soul, bro. But nah, but yeah, you know, so I guess, you know, if you want to explore, go ahead by all means. But I'm saying right now, like, it's much affordable compared to New York, and it was the best move I ever made, to be honest, because
Hear that. All about good moves.
yeah, because I was in like honestly, if you want to know how you're gonna make it, you gotta move to another state to see if you're really about it now.
But they said if you can make it in New York,
Oh,
you can make it anywhere. So
absolutely. You know, the funny thing was when I became EMS in New Jersey or whatever, it was like, you from New York? I was like, yeah. It was like, nah, come here. Yeah, we need you. You've been, shooting, stabbings, and all that. Yeah, we need that.
That's
and I'm just like, damn, like, okay. And, you know, I just went with the flow or whatnot. But in reality, if you go to any other states, you'll get paid more because you come from New York and you worked in New York and you've been through all that hellhole and all that stuff.
New York minute is real.
Yeah, man. So if you could come from New York and, you know, be good out there, you go to any other state, man, you can make it. So a lot of people are afraid to kind of leave the nest and do their thing or whatnot.
True.
For me, you know, I kind of had not a real choice, but you know, at that point in time, I felt like it was time to go.
I feel you. And you took the chance. You took the leap.
Absolutely, I definitely did. It was a big chance, but boy.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
No, absolutely, word.
fact. So you're saying that you're an EMT worker, right?
Yeah.
Tell the people more about that and what that job entails and the details of the job. Because you said if you have the stomach for it. Explain that.
You have to have the stomach for it. It's not like you could do it for the money just like that. Like, you could do it for the money and still hate the job. Like, you would probably quit in a week if you saw the things that I saw. It's crazy.
Like what?
Alright, well,
shit.
perfect example, there was one
About to get on
time
the
I was
TV
working, not even, it was,
Speak to the mic so they can hear you.
alright, well, my fault. But I was working in Brownsville. They call it Best Die, Do or Die, of course, you know, if you guys really know the hood or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was like a shooting or whatever, and they called us, they need assistance or whatever. Boy, the worst, not the worst day of my life, but let me tell you, when we got there, they still were shooting. I'm like, oh, you guys are gangsters. Okay, let me just get under this truck and chill the hell out, call for backup at this point. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not trying to die, you feel me? Because in EMS...
You gotta jump out in the
No,
whoa.
You a soldier, man. Let me tell you. In EMS,
But
if
don't
you're
the fire
down,
department come first?
no. Especially in shootings, the cops would come first in that.
So
Yeah,
what
true,
happened to
true.
the cops then?
Oh, nah, it took too long, though, at the time.
Of course they gonna take long.
Yeah, because it's a shooting, so you know, you gotta wait for them to stop shooting or whatever, or stop, you know, killing whoever they trying to kill.
Wow.
And then you have to worry about if you're trying to save that person, if that person is gonna come back and shoot you for you saving that person.
Oh, hell no.
Nah, it's real life, you know.
That's
With
a fact.
EMS workers, they deal with a lot. Honestly, they
So
deal
let me
with a
get
lot
this
of
straight.
sick
You like Call of Duty when you see a man in the middle with the flag and you gotta run out there trying to heal them. And run back.
It's kinda, when you're in a bad neighborhood, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
You feel me? So you gotta,
You're like,
be,
yo, I
you
gotta
gotta
pick
be
him
careful.
up and dip.
You gotta be careful. You gotta actually
That's
know
real
your surroundings
talk.
and just make sure that you're in and out.
I never even thought about it from that point of
because
view.
EMS, man, it's not just you're delivering patients to the hospitals. Nah, it's more than that. They're in the back trying to save a life. You feel me? You gotta be
every
able to stomach
second
that.
matters.
And then
too.
on top of that, you still gotta have the knowledge. So you could be book smart all you want.
You gotta be focused
You
through
gotta
pressure.
you gotta be OD focused and hands on. And if you don't know nothing, you just know book smart. Well, they're gonna be like, yeah, let me get that car, bro. Forget it. Yeah, nah, cause you'll be
steal your car?
No,
Car.
like the EMS car. Yo, you wild. This dude said car.
Nah, they gonna
but
steal your car.
Yeah, because what I heard is like in Newark, like if you want to An Uber, like, they'll pull you out of the car. And
Oh yeah, Newark is different. I think it's starting to get better though. It really is. No, honestly, because
hold on. People grant the photo the game. Like, yo, get out the car.
Nah, yo, Newark is back. Like, back in his days, it was worse.
I'm
sorry, bro. Like, you not older than, but damn, I know you got some.
Nah, that's cool. I call him Grandpa.
See, that's out the window right there. So now I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
30 years old.
He said, what?
I mean, he's
it felt like
you at the beginning
37,
stage though,
like-
right? I was like, woo! I said, oh, you just 30. All right. So you just
like,
making 30, or you about to be 31?
He really 40.
I'm gonna be 31 in August.
Woo!
I'm gonna keep it a fact. He's 40.
You 40?
Yeah, he's 40.
Now you 40. Nah, but in the real world situation, you gotta know, you know, after you get out of the class and you pass or whatever, you take an oath. Like, this is a real deal. You gotta be able to stomach it being EMS.
You put your word on it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, you feel me? Like, you get, alright, perfect example is how serious it is. After you get your EMS card or whatever, they give you permission to get a badge or whatever, you feel me? That's a serious thing. Because it's like, for instance, if a cop stops you and he sees your badge or whatever, he respects you because he knows, okay, one day this person's going to save my life. And some, you know, you might be not a knucklehead or anything, you just wilding out a little bit, but he'll give you like, yo, listen, my man, like, you should know better. You feel me? You got to look at dudes like, I'm for you, right, you right. But in reality, you feel me, cops do respect that in a way. And of course, you know, we watch each other backs in a way, you feel me? So
True.
yeah, so you got to take it serious when it comes to the health field. Not just with EMS, like with nurses, doctors, of course, physician assistants, all that. That's a serious thing, man. So if anybody wants to get into the health field, you got to take it serious.
So what made you get into that field?
You know, the funny thing was I was trying to be a respiratory therapist first in LIU. Of course, that's a long story. I'm not going to get into that. It's just, you know, opportunity got taken away. It is what it is. And then I'm just like, you know, praying to God, like, geez, like, what am I going to do? You feel me? Like, what's my plan at this point? Because now I have nothing. Now I'm just like, okay, what am I going to do? So then, so then at that point in time, you know how you go outside and you see a cartoon and they have that light bulb thing.
Like,
Thing, yeah. So then at the time, you know, I was playing ball or whatever, and then something just told me stop, and then the ambulance was passing by. And then I'm just like, that looks interesting. Maybe I should ask them some questions or whatever. And they were just chilling, you know, getting ice cream or whatever the case was. So then I was asking them questions about like EMS, how they got into it, what should I do? Should I stay in it? Should I move up? Yada, 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 all that good stuff. And they answered all my questions. And to me, it seemed like very simple enough. You feel me?
Yeah, you just try to find out.
Yeah, like what it was is like, okay, you know, you do the class or whatever, it's for 3 months. And then after 3 months of hard work or whatever, you pass, and then you start working with either private company, hospital, or Fitney, whatever's which. So at the time, you know, once I passed, I was hyped. Oh boy, I was hyped. But then, you know, I went for the privates or whatever, and then it was some good times. Oh, it was some good times and bad times, but you know, good times.
What does that mean?
Oh, like you know, the scariest thing though.
And this was during the time you was working for private companies, right?
Well, as far as the good times?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Good times all the time.
What does that mean? I feel like there's some undertones in it.
Nah, it's just some calls like it can make you stressful in a way, cause it's things like you would never think you would see. You feel me? It's like things you would just be like, damn.
What's the craziest thing you ever saw?
Well, alright, there was an accident in Bell Parkway, motorcycle accident. And the dude was going so fast, right? We got there or whatever, but the dude was going so fast that whatever he hit was probably the big truck or whatever, right? His head was like halfway, like off. And you know, of course, he's dead. He's on the floor. But it's like his head is like halfway off, or like that can traumatize somebody in the heart.
Decapitated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. That was one of the craziest thing I ever saw. The craziest thing I had to do was deliver a baby, which was Would I ever do that again? Like, personally, if I want to, no. If I have to, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things that you might come across when becoming EMS. Oh, absolutely. You're going to come across that.
I hope you took her to dinner afterwards.
No, bro. The husband was in the back. You trying to get me killed. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Check out this guy here. He's trying to get me killed, son. What's up? Like, you watch. You go see some dude on Facebook. Yo, isn't that dude? Oh, he's talking about my wife? Oh, it's so bad. Where you at so I can find you? Man, son. Richard, man.
So what about hospitals?
What you mean?
Like, were you ever an EMT for a hospital or just private companies?
No,
Nah, I mean, I wanted to. To be honest with you, I wanted to take those opportunities, but then what it was is I moved too quick into the health field because for me, like, the money or the experience wasn't enough for me. You feel me? I didn't want to just stay in EMS.
Yeah.
So what I went to was something called hyperbaric technician. Now, with hyperbaric technician, deals with like a lot of like patients with diabetic foot ulcers, trauma patients, definitely trauma patients, patients that just have like real problems and that needs other like treatments as far as like oxygen treatments, diving, and all that stuff. And you have to know a lot of math and physics. Look it up; it's pretty cool, by the way. So at that time, this is the funny thing. This is the hyperbaric technicians when I learned in New Jersey. And then after that, I found out how much they got paid for what they do. And I said, oh, word? Say no more. So then I found out they take EMTs and then they send you out to the class. And then after that, you know, once you pass the class or whatnot, they put you in training. And once they put you in training, you know, then you start going through the motion. But of course, you know, you have to take a nationwide test or whatever. And it's a real test. Like, it's a real serious test. You can't really fail that test. You feel me? I mean, of course, you get like 3 chances or whatever, but it's a real crazy test. Like, you go
can't
to like,
fail, but you get 3 chances.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's a hard test, so you really got to study. Like, you can't bullcrap it.
I got you.
So, you know, you can go to Canada with it. You can go to any other states with it. You feel me? Like,
that's what's up.
They'll, you know, with your experience with that, they'll take you. Especially if you're from New York. Oh, God bless your heart. They take me right away. So it's just one of those things I always was fascinated with. And I always like was fascinated with the health field because I always knew you can always grow.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, I always knew the health field was bound to
many
grow.
Positions.
Yeah, many positions, and I knew it was bound to grow, and I knew it was gonna be, you know, not unlimited, of course, but you have options compared to like, you know.
So you was always into science, I guess, right?
Shout out to Sammy Tucson. He gave you a shout out.
Simon Tucson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, I mean, that's cool. Thanks, I guess.
Do you remember Sammy from Blue Angels?
Oh, yeah. Nah, he cool people. He's like one of the pros, you know. Even though he gets on my nerves sometimes. But yeah, he cool.
Shout out to Sammy, man.
Yeah, shout out to Sammy, man.
You're not on the good side right now.
Nah, he cool. Don't do that, bro. See, you trying to get me killed. He's doing that. He's trying to get me killed, yo.
Shout out to the whole Blue Angels and shout out to Sammy.
Yeah, shout out to Sammy, man.
Shout out to Franco Haitian. They had the game at the Barclay.
What you mean?
Y'all trying to say see what?
No, he's yo.
No, I said shout out to Sammy and Blue Angels.
Hold up. What you know? Wait. I want to hear this. I do want to hear this.
You want me to say it?
Nah, it's not bad. Keep it. Before I have to hop over this table, bro, keep it, bro, because you might get me carried. One thing the black. Whoa! Out of here, bro. You wild. You are wild. I'm not about that lifestyle, man.
Like, let me get my stuff.
I'm like, my friends, I think you should call that night. All right.
So wait. Back to what you were saying about the medical field. So did you ever take the test?
Oh, not yet. I plan to though, but I did other things though. Because this is really a hard test. Like, you really have to focus. And let me tell you, I've taken some hard tests, of course. Even with like now with this field I'm in, in 2 days I would have to study a lot of material to take that test and pass. Like, for instance, my safety director course. In 2 days I have to study a lot of information, and if I don't get it, I fail. So it's like one of those things you have to.
You gotta memorize this.
Exactly.
You need time.
The worst thing was it was in Indiana. I was
Indiana?
Yeah. They send you out to like places like that or whatever to take the course or whatever. Don't think it's like Get Out or anything like that. You know, they kidnap you, take your brain and all that
Illuminati?
stuff. I see.
Like, so you want to be EMT,
hold on, right? Nah, you be dragging it, bro. You're gonna have, DJ Clue come out here and start singing that. God God. Nah, he's trying to get people a joke, but
I was asking a question.
Indiana, nah. I wasn't there for that. You wild. But when I took the safety director course, it was like hard because then I was the youngest one there, and to make it worse, here,
Well, you was ashy.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to say,
Well, you was the only black guy there. That's
Alright,
what
man,
you're trying to say.
listen,
Come on.
damn,
Rickard calls us light skinned, so he'd be like, "You light
Who,
skinned?"
him?
Yeah,
He light skinned?
No.
Oh, what to say?
No, he's light skinned.
I feel like
Yeah, you light skin, yeah, I guess.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm like the same color as him.
I guess. Ooh,
Nah.
you dragging it. But yeah, so at the time, I had to make sure I was on my game, because if you don't know nothing, they're not gonna help you.
Of course not.
It's gonna look at you like, what are you doing here?
So you got.
So you have to be all up in your game and make sure you pass that test, and I did. But
So-
then there's always a next level. So
So
you
what
always
would you
gotta
say
prepare.
interests you about everything?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even tell you because it's not even like it's just something that I can do. Like
You
it's
just
just like a
enjoy it.
talent or like something I could just enjoy and I can do.
And you could
My
provide.
will and like peace and enjoyment is like really dealing with like cars, not like old cars or anything like that. Like like bullcrap cars like
Okay.
Fords and all that stuff. I know disrespect. I'm talking about, like real
We are
Ford
not
race
getting a
cars.
Ford spot.
Yeah. But I'm saying like my real joy is like watching these YouTubers do this race car stuff for like real life and enjoy it. And
Gotcha.
for me, when I was younger, at the time when my mom and dad, whatever was alive or whatever, at the time my dad, he used to teach me about like the car stuff.
Mhm.
And I used to remember that stuff when as you get older, you're like, damn, remember these
Yeah.
stuff now. And then come to find out, you start falling in love with it, yada, yada, yada. So now,
You see the joy in it. And
yeah.
everything.
So before, I used to drive just like automatic cars. And then one thing I started learning how to drive stick and it became easier. And I was just like, okay, maybe I was meant for this. But, for me, it was just, I like to do multiple things. I don't like to stay in one thing. And then one thing, one thing falls off. Like, heard the term, you don't put your eggs in one basket.
True.
You feel me? So you gotta, you
You're
gotta
trying
multiply your income.
you're trying to be
you
like
feel me?
LeBron. I got you. You're trying to be good at multiple things.
Multiple things. Unfortunately, LeBron's a bit tall, so that's a bit of a stretch, bro. I don't know, man. You gotta put like CP3 or something. Like, people are LeBron. People will be like, LeBron?
It was like,
Who that LeBron? Him?
I'm trying to get LeBron on the show, man.
Oh, you right. Come on. Hurry up. Come on. Like, put LeBron in the show, yo. But
So,
but
quick
yeah.
question, right?
Yeah.
In regards to EMT, what's the difference between an EMT and a paramedic? Because a lot of people don't know.
It's not really a big difference now, especially because we're starting EMS. We're starting to, I guess, kind of like start using the drugs that they're kind of using in a way, in a bit, because other states, it's like I think straight paramedic, but they call themselves EMTs. So if you go to other state, you call yourself an EMT, they're expecting you to be like a paramedic, like you know how to take drugs and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But in New York, what it was, they kind of separated that, I guess, to make it easier for everybody.
So a paramedic is hard to become?
Yes, actually, yes, because you have to do a lot of rotations, and you have to you'll be in the hospitals and participate and all that stuff. You have to study, and it's a lot of drugs information that you have to remember. Like we're talking about like milligrams, mercury, all that stuff. Like you have to remember it because when you're in the back of that truck, you're the doctor at that point. You feel me? Like you're paramedic, you're actually giving out drugs to save somebody's life because you got the EKG, you got the drugs, and then you got your partner at that point.
That was
it's
one
you.
thing that always was fascinating to me. Like, how did people remember all those things?
Oh yeah. You have to be not a genius, I would say,
Right.
but you really have to study hard. It's not something you could just get
Commitment.
into.
That's real
Yeah,
commitment.
exactly. It's a commitment.
You ever used the defibrillator?
Once. It was cool though. It was very nice.
Did you yell out, clear?
Oh, I had no choice because if somebody touch it, you're dead. Like that person's dead. Like that person's like you got to revive them now. So you have to kind of yell clear to, like, just in case somebody is retarded. And then you got to go, yo, clear. And then look around and make sure.
That.
And they're like, no, because you got to make sure somebody.
Clear.
Boom, and then somebody touches his body.
Now we got another one.
Right? And now
you got two dead bodies.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure, like, damn, hopefully nobody retarded here. Yo, clear. Hey, don't touch that. Don't touch him. You feel me? Like,
even after you say clear,
sure.
like, you ain't hear me.
You ain't hear me, bro? Like, now you dead. Damn. Like, you feel me? So you have to yell clear, you feel me? And you have to kind of make sure everybody hears you, so that way nothing happens.
No wonder they be so loud.
Yeah, no, because they have to. Because it's not that, you know, anybody's retarded or anything, but people are doing different things.
People are retarded.
Nah. I mean, yes, but it
This
could
is
be
the
like
real word,
no.
man.
I mean, I
You gotta be
understand what you
politically
say.
correct.
Yeah, but
You gotta say mentally challenged.
or something like that. See,
Or someone seeking knowledge.
that is definitely the wrong way to do it at that point.
Someone who
But-
needs knowledge.
We all need knowledge.
But honestly,
Some
you
more
have
than
to.
others.
Yeah.
Facts.
But you have to though, because you know people are doing different things. They're getting the BVM, which is the bag or whatever, to kind of breathe for them in a way. They get like paramedics
tell
could
them
be
to
getting
back
different
up.
drugs, and one you know he's about to stick him, and you don't say nothing. Now what? Now you got a paramedic down and the patient down, and you getting sued, and you going to
So
court
just for my knowledge, just for entertainment's sake.
yeah.
The other side, if they touch one side, is that enough, or they gotta be both, like the connected?
Oh, you're talking about like as far as the
Both
pads?
Yeah, the pads. So if they only touch one, is that gonna do it, or you gotta do both?
No, you have to do both.
Okay.
You have to do both.
So if I touched your hand while you had one, I'm good.
I wouldn't. Nobody has ever done that before. I don't think I would suggest it. But
I'm just trying to find out.
I mean, no, I get it. That's the thing, like he was saying, you seeking
I'm
knowledge.
just not
which
gonna
is
do
cool.
it. I'm not.
I just wouldn't suggest it for my take
I'm
because
gonna
that's
recommend.
just something I wouldn't do. You feel me? I don't care if it's 1, 2, 0. If I see something like that, nah, I ain't touching it. But until Duke say clear.
True.
You feel me?
True.
And at that point, once he say clear, alright, we're back to business.
Shout to Omar. He said serious business.
This guy. Shout out to Omar though. That's the ball right there, man. Shout out to Ozzy, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, so you also say that you do race cars, right? Now,
Yeah.
Like you told me you got a race car outside.
Yeah, but it's not parked next to yours though. I don't know what type of hood you in. So I didn't want to come back. I see my wheels missing. I'm like, damn, son. Like I gotta get some new wheels, and the wheels are expensive. Don't
That's
get
how
it
you
twisted.
feel about Brooklyn?
Nah, Brooklyn is cool, man. It's cool, but let me tell you, I know the hood, so it's like,
Facts.
yo, perfect example is one of my friends. He, well, it's not one of my friends. He's on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, a regular Nissan Altima, his wheels was gone, bro. I said, damn, bro, he don't even have no real rims, bro. Like, you just gonna take his regular rims, like his
stock?
yeah, like his stock ribs. Like, what are you gonna do with that? How much money you think? How much money you think this is gonna be worth?
I don't
Not
know,
much.
Maybe a couple hundred.
It depends. You feel me?
I know a lot of people stealing those wheels off the new Honda.
Oh yeah.
Honda
'Cause-
Accord.
yeah.
Accord?
Yeah, cause those are nice wheels. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they
like,
do look fire.
They be looking fly. Like you can't lie, but you be like, damn.
You
like
think
that, you gotta get to, like.
I be thinking it's a better car that's driving sometimes.
And you know what's the funny thing? We're in 2018, 2019, and it's looking more futuristic.
True, the
You
cars.
feel me? And it's like
the
damn,
market
like,
is getting
crazy.
competitive.
Yeah. Like you never seen Kia get competitive like that.
Even Ford too.
Even Ford,
They got
like
some nice
everybody's
bodies.
getting competitive.
Yeah, the little Ford Fusions that all the
Yeah.
GTs drive.
Yeah, they
You'd
got.
be surprised them things go, bro. I'm like,
You ever
God
see the
damn.
police in them? They be like,
Yeah, they be like,
They don't even be going nowhere. They just.
Yo.
They be too fat.
They be and they be, yo, I know they be tight. They be like, damn, come on, go. I'm like, damn, bro, you about to get caught right now. Like,
They got the little tiny smart car, cop car too.
Bro.
I'm like, how can you even arrest somebody?
bro,
getting
you
that
can't.
way?
Yo, I be lucky. I be like, come on, bro. They disrespected you. You know.
Yeah.
They must have not like you to give you the small car today, bro. Like, you must have did something dumb, or you almost killed your partner, bro.
You lost
One way
a
or the
bad,
other,
like,
you getting that small car today?
got you in a clown
You can't
car.
make no
like,
arrest.
You can't make no rest, bro. Don't even bother running. Boy, you ain't catching. Like, Especially if you're big. Oh boy, just sit down on the side, man.
Oh man.
But yeah, when I see them cars, I'm like, damn, there's no way you catching me, bro. I ain't gonna do that, you feel me? Because I like my life and I like my license.
True.
So what car you got now?
I got a 3000 GT 1991. Of course, it's built engine, built transmission. Stage 2 clutch, I would say.
You said 300 GT?
Nah, 3000 GT 1991.
Made by what company?
Mitsubishi.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Look it up. It's a nice car.
So we gotta see it. It's outside. So we gonna see it.
Yeah, alright. Well, come on then.
We're gonna drive.
Oh, okay. So now you're dragging it. Unless you know how to drive clutch, then hey, by all means. But stage 2 is a little hard, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it took me a while to kind of learn stage 2 because I'm just like, damn, every time I'm stalling, people are honking me, like, get out the way.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
I hate that part with state shifts when you in traffic and they going backwards.
And they go, yeah, you have to stop it with your brakes, and it's like, damn, well, and even worse, if you just learning, you go put your e-brake and then put it in first gear, and then put your e-brake down, and then you have to press gas.
But
it's too much though.
Yeah,
so you rather just put the thing in neutral and just hold your brake and just be quick with the gas.
Yeah.
But with stage 2, you can also burn your tires. So it just, it depends on how you learn your clutch, you learn the car and all that stuff.
You find the flow, like how much energy you gotta put into it.
Exactly.
So you rebuild that car yourself?
Nah, not by myself. I had a partner. He had a garage or whatever.
Okay. Cool.
He helped me out a lot. Like he taught me a lot. And I had another partner. He got a Genesis Coupe. His name is Eddie. Shout out to him. I don't think he's on Facebook or whatever, but he got a nice car, bro. I'm telling you, nice car. But he taught me everything I knew about cars. The funny thing was, before I wanted to learn about cars, and I wanted to learn it from my peoples, of course.
Which people is that?
I ain't speaking no names now.
Haitian people you talking about?
Nah, yeah.
Why you went so far?
Yeah, why you went so far? You could have just said American Haitian, or like you were African American Haitian. Like, damn, bro, like we in love, bro.
So to be honest, man, I don't like the way Haitians fix cars, bro. I remember time.
They be like, yo, your car good, man. Your car good. Trust me, your car good. I'll be like, yo, my friend, the car ain't good, man.
My first car was an Infiniti G3508. I brought it to these Haitian people, bro.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Those cars are oil consumption to the max, bro. Yeah. Those cars suck up oil. Pause. No flag on the play. Hey. But I said no flag on the play, but don't do that. Don't do that.
Finished, man.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, man. But to make a long story short, bro, I spent almost $2,000 trying to fix that car because the radiator was overheating, and probably I just needed coolant.
You probably just needed coolant. If it was just overheating.
But these guys said I needed a new radiator, a new AC compressor,
the hustle.
AC compressor.
They got you.
Wait,
hold up, bro. The AC compressor, that doesn't mix with coolant at all, bro.
But they said I need a new AC compressor.
The AC compressor just deals with AC.
And you know what's crazy? After I bought all that, I spent
all that money.
It was still a leak in the AC.
Bro, it could have been just the hose itself.
Exactly.
Oh,
maybe I changed all that. And then, when I went to trade it in, guess what the dealership said? They said, "Oh, you know you got a leak in your AC, right? We're gonna have to take off $1,500 off the price."
Oh, my friend.
So all the money I spent,
I felt that in my soul, son.
And I looked at these dudes. And the crazy part, the other day, I had a hole in my bumper because somebody hit my bumper, right? I brought it to the Haitians because my dad.
Somebody's after you, bro.
Because my dad goes, "Oh, no, my people, they're going to do a very good job." He goes there, oh, this my son. So, my son car, my car, your car. So, things are good.
Nah, bro, that was to work that way,
bro.
That's the hustle.
That's the hustle, though. So, yo, my man, I hooked you up before. You can hook me up again.
Remember your favor? Like, I'm using it on my son.
So I hooked you up with that girl one time.
So, here's the funny part, right? So, I'm like, yo, my rims is chipped up. Can you repaint the rims? He goes, oh, no. I don't do rims. I don't paint rims. I looked at him. I said, you painted my rims last year. He said, oh. He's like, I forget. I'm like, that's how I know you full of it.
Yo,
full of it.
Jeez.
And my mom was like, don't go back to them. Don't go back to them. Go to the Spanish people. They sound better.
Yo, no disrespect, but
They
Spanish
hard,
people,
Spanish
and
they
Chinese.
go hard.
Spanish
and Chinese, they know they stuff, bro.
I respect
And
it.
my friends are like, most of them are Spanish, and they taught me about cars. They actually was sitting me down. I was like, all right, this or your cash can, this is where it does, this is where it does, this is where it does, this is where it leads to.
They got some
What
worth
this part does
ethic.
is, yo, they know.
But we know that already because every movie you see some Spanish or some Chinese person fixing
You're
the
right.
car.
You're right.
Every-
I've never, you know what's that? God
Every
forgive me,
movie.
man. But I've never seen a Haitian in a movie fixing a car, bro. I've never seen that.
Damn.
It's disrespectful.
He
It's
thought about
very-
it. He was
He
like-
had to.
he was like,
yeah,
you're right.
I would have thought about it. That's why I said,
All
no
the
way you
Spanish
like,
and the
bro.
Asians are because
Yo.
the Asians tune the cars,
Yeah.
and the Spanish people fix it for cheap.
Yo.
And they got mad low riders and stuff.
Mad.
All the dope looking cars.
No,
Like,
they know their stuff, but they actually do research, and that's the funny thing. They don't just be like, "Oh, my friend is good. He knows his stuff." Mind you, the Duke is he's just across the street
that is
mechanic.
a fact.
You feel me?
They be telling you the parts and everything.
Everything like this part, this is what it does. This is how you
Asian
can take
mechanics
it.
just look lazy, like they just chill in the garage all day, just talk.
Nah,
They
but they
blog.
actually do work, bro. Like they know their stuff. Like,
No, I'm talking about Haitians.
oh
Haitian
yeah,
mechanics, they just
I
chill
don't
in the
know.
garage.
Oh, they usually don't even. They
no
probably,
disrespect to Haitians before they be like, yo, why you know what, you ain't gonna fix this dude car.
In the Haitian community, a Haitian garage is just a place where men go to get away from their wives and just chill out and drink beers.
oh,
They don't-
put y'all on blast.
Yo, my
You
man.
talking about me?
Yo,
I ain't know that far.
Nah, wait.
He
I
put
ain't
a whole
gonna
culture
lie,
on
though.
blast.
Nah. I'm not even going
Facts or not?
Facts or not?
That's facts. I mean, I'll give it to you, bro. Because I've seen it happen. And so it's like, I can't lie, bro. Like,
That's like a
damn,
Jamaican
son.
garage. All they do is chill.
Yo.
They
They play some dominoes.
They have
Yo. And you know what's the funny thing, bro? I used to, be in this church Getty, right? And every night after Sabbath, you be hearing these people playing dominoes. Bro, you would have thought God could hear how loud they smack that goddamn table, bro. Every time, nigga, let's go! I was like, yo, my man's like, you would have thought you shooting a gun out here. What's up? Like, hold your horses, man. Like, yo, heavy, bro.
I've seen people break tables over dominoes. Like
Yo.
they bang the domino straight through the
Boom!
table.
I'm like, nah, I'm not getting no being
I
from
gotta-
you.
What is the point of that, though?
I don't know. It's like
It's
I guess no.
masculine.
It's like it's like what's the word? You just said it.
The masculine.
Yeah, masculine thing, and it's more of like like you're trying to show you the king type, business or whatever the case
Measuring
is.
contest.
I don't know, cause it's like you smacking tables is not gonna make you a king or anything like that.
I don't.
Well, it's
maybe
just-
if you win, like I can understand, one smack
Nah,
at the end. They be smacking at the beginning of the
Yo,
game.
every game, like man,
Like, first play,
like,
like-
damn, bro, relax, yo, it's the first
The
play.
funniest thing about dominoes is, since it's such a masculine game, it'd be funny when a girl comes and she's like, I want to play. Like,
And
nah,
then when she
you
beats
can't play.
them back,
You can't
I'll be
play.
like,
When she
oh.
They can't take that chance.
Yo,
They
they
don't.
don't. They don't. They're like, no.
You can't play.
They be like, Shay, you're beautiful, but guess what? You're going to lose today. Not today. You go do it to some other dudes, but not today. The Spanish people, they don't play that. They be like, my friend, I'm sorry, you're very beautiful lady.
They do not
But
let
listen
women
here,
play dominoes.
we're not going to do this bullshit here. we come here, we enjoy, we talk, we drink beer, that's it. You try to come and interrupt that. You got to go. And I'm like, damn, just like that? They're like, listen. If she beats me, they will laugh at me for the rest of my life. I'm like, okay, you right, my fault, bro. I disrespect.
All your friends is here. Myrtle?
Myrtle. Oh,
Myrtle for
yo, son, aren't y'all supposed to be studying or something? Like,
You're like, it's
damn.
like we lit.
Like not even on some. Yo,
Hello,
we
sir.
lit.
How are you doing?
I love it though. I love it though.
Like, and I can imagine.
Real quick. Let's go into current events. So
Yeah.
Spike Lee won his first Oscar.
Oh,
After all
first,
those movies,
bro.
after all those movies, he
First, I was like, honestly, I would even be phased for him not to be phased about it either, I wouldn't be phased either. Because no
Obviously, he
disrespect.
deserved it a long time
Yeah,
ago.
he deserved it a long time ago. He put out a lot of
He's
movies.
the only black director we ever knew.
Yeah, you feel me? He put out a lot of movies.
Well, before Tyler Perry.
Before, yeah.
That was down
Before
to
Tyler
earth,
Perry,
I would
yeah,
say.
yeah,
too.
Perry don't count.
Yeah, he don't really count.
He kind
He don't count for us.
He don't
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, who does he count for then?
I don't know. For
I'm
the
not
ladies,
really
I guess.
sure.
Yeah, you're right. Because then all I see is just, ladies, nagging, ready
Yeah,
to
they
beat
love,
up.
they love
And,
that.
it's not, I don't know. I
The
mean, it's
drama.
cool. Yeah, the drama stuff. Yeah, I think he's for, like, a lot of just drama and all that stuff, right?
Spike Lee was entertainment.
Yeah. But Spike Lee, he was more for, like, for the blacks.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Black
he put out
empowerment.
a lot for blacks, you feel me?
Right.
And for him to win that finalist, like, okay, I'm getting old, bro.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
okay, thanks, but
Like, I got over all
I
the
got
other
over all
L's.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he
I
got
won a
me.
long time ago.
Yeah. I won so much money already, bro. It's cool. Don't even
He
trip.
got a Jordan sneaker before he got an Oscar.
That's crazy.
Bro, and it's like, how can you beat that? You bro, you got a Jordan sneaker, man. It's
Yeah.
like,
Speaking of drama, and they finally arrested R. Kelly.
bro. I knew, honestly, bro.
He
I
was
knew
after
that
him
man
for a long
was gonna be arrested
time.
a long time ago, bro. But you know what?
Look
You
at
don't
him, you
get
looking
into
fat
that
and
type of
old.
politics because, people come out the workers and be like, oh, you trying to be against R. Kelly of his good music. You trying to bring him down.
But
Now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to be against R. Kelly.
But my thing is, why they get all the black guys when they get old? You know, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly.
Because it's like,
It's like they man, look at him.
it's
He's
like-
old and fat. He got man boobs. He's 52 years old. And they said that his bill's $1 million.
$1 million, bro.
He can't even come up with 10% of
Because
100,000.
you know why?
He's broke.
Because patience is everything with these people. When
First
it
they
comes
cut off
to
his
indictments
music.
and stuff like
First
that,
they cut off his
they
music.
wait.
They took him off of Spotify. They took him off of Apple Music.
They
And
just
then he
kept
couldn't
bringing
make
it
no
back.
money.
Like when you become rich and famous, they forget how to like. Okay, I gotta walk a certain way. I gotta stay out of trouble. I gotta like keep myself out of harm's way and all that stuff. When you get rich and famous, they forget all that stuff. They're like, oh, word, I'm famous. I got money now. I can do whatever I want. And mind you, you know what's the worst thing about R. Kelly though? First, he was in gospel, bro.
Facts.
He was in gospel.
I believe I can fly.
I believe I can fly.
The world's
Bro,
greatest.
that should have been like, oh, nah, he gotta go. First hand, and once you hear he's like,
True.
messing with like teenage
Teenage
girls.
girls.
Even with the interview, when Dukes was like, if you're messing with a 17-year-old, well, something like that. And then he was like, well, with 17, what do you mean, how old? What do you mean, how old? Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? When you see that interview, it was
He
just
was
like, that don't make no
different. He was
sense.
always different.
He was always different, but people would just let him learn because he had good music,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to let that
Power
go.
of music, huh?
That power of music,
Honestly,
that can happen.
I feel like they've taken out all the
Legends.
Legends, yeah.
in a way. I hate
yeah.
to say it, even though R. Kelly was R. Kelly, he was still like in a way a legend.
He made great music.
He made
Exactly.
great music,
Now-
but people with like talents like that, you gotta remember, everybody's
I always
human.
felt like-
Everybody has their own flaws.
Exactly, and I'm like,
You
they
feel me?
taking the focus away from his music
Good
and
music.
taking it to his life. It's
Yeah.
like we knew he was flawed.
Yeah.
Like,
Let me tell you how crazy it is, right? The other day I was doing the Uber, right? And I'm like, let me listen to R. Kelly's music. I put the R. Kelly Essentials on Apple Music.
Mhm.
That song, so I was like, yeah. Every time
That
somebody
shit
came
hit
in the
the
car,
soul.
I had to turn the music off. I was like, I don't want a bad rating.
Like, oh, you listen to R. Kelly. Bad. Yo.
1 star.
Once, not even, you might not even get a star, bro. Like, one star might be enough.
Imagine
They
you
might
got
be
a
like,
female
nah.
driver, yo.
Oh, they can.
Like I was offended by this.
Oh,
Please
yeah,
don't ever match me with this
yeah,
person again.
They
bro.
try to be nice. Let it be a
Right.
white female. You know?
Ooh! Straight, yo, bro. You getting the cops right behind you.
Count this like
Not
idiot.
even, not
He's like,
even
he was
within,
listening to
not
R.
even
Kelly.
5 minutes, yo. Whoop, whoop. Yo, sir, step out the car. You didn't even ask for my license, bro. Not even registration.
Like,
not
wait, Robert
even
Kelly?
insurance.
Nigga, man, is that Robert
Kelly?
Kelly?
Is that Robert Kelly playing?
You're a suspect.
Why are you playing? Alright, come on, yo, come on. You a suspect. You
That's
like,
how
you like
bad
little
it
girls,
is.
huh?
Like, get
You like little girls, huh? Yeah, you can't play that because you gotta understand though, you feel me? No matter how good of his music it was gonna turn out like that eventually, you feel me? And it was just a matter of time.
But
You got
Bill Cosby, though,
Bill Cosby.
a father.
So basically,
They wait till they're either old or
yeah,
Then
but
they-
you know
I
what's
think
funny?
it's more
Because
so
when
the
you're
effect
younger,
the younger
you're
gen-
strong, you got power.
Yeah.
You feel me? You can maneuver.
He
a lot
don't
of
even got
things.
100,000 to blow himself out.
But And that's why they put that in period.
And that's why
because they knew
But
where
they
his
made him
hook
go
was at.
first. They boycott his music.
They were just taking everything
But
away.
bro, you gotta understand when it comes to being rich, especially if you're this skin color.
What skin color is that?
Alright, see, you're not gonna want to put me on blast, bro. You know what skin color I'm talking about now. Alright, so don't even start. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say white. Forget it. Yeah, we're gonna say white. Nah, I'm joking. But I'm
you got
saying.
Charlie in the cut. What up, Charlie?
No, shoot, Chad King. But yeah, when it comes to that, it's like you gotta maneuver a certain way. Like even with Meek Mill, he went to jail, he came back out, or whatever, right? He maneuvered himself a certain way after that. He started being more professional and that stuff, and you could see that.
But look, speaking of Meek Mills, moving his way, he was hanging out with a guy named Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft was living reckless with the prostitutes in Miami.
You don't know how fast Meek Mill disappeared, though.
Oh,
yeah, you feel me? But with that, it's like you can't really fault him for that. How you know he knows?
He's an old rich guy, man.
Yeah,
he's
but
trying to,
do his thing, he's old. You feel me? Like, let me tell you something.
He had to pay.
If you're, let me ask you a question. Let me. You're right. No, he's old, so it's like, yo, he gotta get some sort of. He ain't dead yet.
Like,
So
yo, we just won. Like, what up?
What up? Like, so what's up?
You know what got him?
He ain't trying to get $1,000.
He was in a Meek Mill chain.
Yo.
He
That got him good.
What's going on? What's going on? You got the Meek Mill chain?
Right? Oh yeah, we gotta get you.
You gotta catch
a little too much there, partner. But honestly. But honestly, what it was with him, I don't know. That's a different story. But we gotta understand with people that have money, like I'm talking about like crazy rich, some of them do not know what to do with that money.
True.
Some of them do not know.
Prostitutes and cocaine.
Okay, besides that,
that's what they do.
But that's what I'm saying. Instead of using their money for positivity, right? Like let's say a school. Like if you got so much money that even when you die, you still have leftover, bro. You're not gonna take it with you, so might as well invest in like the generation before.
At the end of the day, poor is a mental thing. It's not about how much money you got.
Nah, you're right. You're right.
Mental
and it depends on your happiness, because you gotta, you know what I mean. You gotta be happy within yourself. You know what I mean. You gotta be mentally stable for yourself.
Speaking of mentally unstable, what about that?
I said mentally stable. I don't know about unstable now.
What about Jesse Samos, the guy from Empire? That whole fake attack.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I imagine Scooby Doo when they crash the bad guys, and the kids. But honestly, bro, it's kind of sad though.
All this attention from the world.
He has a mental
problem.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know the true story. How much they really was paying him. I mean, we don't know. They could say we was paying them $60,000 because that's a lot. $60,000 an episode. God damn, I could do a lot with that. If you're smart, of course. But with him, it's like I guess with different type of personalities, different people. Some people want more. Some people be like, listen, I put in the work to get here. You feel me? I want more. And if they feel like, yo, we're not giving you more, then what are you gonna do? You feel me? I mean, the smart thing would be to move on and, reach to your connect, see what's out there or whatever. But with him, I think what it was, anger got the best of him. You feel me? And we as people should be like, damn, he made a mistake. He's a human being. Let's accept it.
Media is such a hard field.
It is. And that's why I was like, yo, they're going to chew him up. They're going to chew him up. Yeah, bro, they're gonna chew them up. Even your family, even if your family.
Yeah, like
you feel me? And if your family don't believe you, boy, you got another thing coming. It's hard. You feel me? It's a cold world. It really is. You feel me? Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of good people get like their heart destroyed, and they become like not cold-hearted to the max, but they're like no, and no. Like they saying add like everything like no to like other people. I mean, they're still willing to help, but with them, they're like have that wall. You understand?
They don't want nobody to cross it.
Exactly.
So, speaking of trolls in jail, what about this Tekashi situation? Like, he got caught snitching. Well, he got caught slipping. Then he got caught snitching. And then now his baby mother's on Black TV snitching.
Oh, man,
it's a whole crazy situation.
It is a crazy situation, honestly. Honestly, that's a very, very, like, different type of situation. Because number one, he I guess became blood on his own or whatever the case
Nah, he
was.
became fashion blood, his baby mother said. His baby mother put everything out on the
Oh,
table.
like fashion blood. I don't even know what that is, bro.
Fashion
Like,
blood, basically, he was claiming blood because he had people behind him that were blood, and they let him rock the flag for fashion to make him more popular. So he started making
oh,
records.
so that way he can get more money and get his
Exactly,
stuff out there. Okay, that makes sense.
Shit is
You know?
business.
It's
Lil
a
Wayne did it
business,
first.
yo. You gotta
It's a
understand.
business.
It's a
Lil Wayne and
business.
Birdman did that first, though.
You're right, but I guess he
True.
followed up on it. Like, you gotta understand, Tekashi's not dumb, bro. Like, he might play retarded, but he's not dumb.
He can't be dumb. He made $1 million.
You feel me? And
Nah,
mind
I
you,
don't know that.
his songs. Nah, he made some. He made good money.
Nah,
Don't
he
get it
did,
twisted.
but I'm just saying,
He
just
made
because he
good
made
some.
$1 million don't mean he can't be done.
No, that's true. That's true.
Mm,
But
Yeah,
by
I
him
don't know.
snitching now, the federal
well, he
indictment.
got to be in custody, I think, now, right?
Well,
Like,
the federal indictment said if he works with the ATF, the FBI, and law enforcement, and he gets all the people convicted, then he gets off for free. But he got to go
Yeah.
into witness protection program.
yeah, but for me, I can't
Fucking
stomach that lifestyle,
snitch.
bro. Like, if you're about that lifestyle, then you should know what you're
But
getting
he said
yourself
he was
into.
never about that lifestyle. His baby mother said he was never
That's
about
like
that
taking an
lifestyle
oath.
But okay,
Yeah,
so
like-
then the
He
people
talking
that
about
was
his
with
own
him-
stuff.
Nah, well, that's a different story. See, he's trying to get himself in there. I don't know, but I'm just saying,
Illuminati.
like, if he said himself to the people, "Yo, I'm not about this, but I'm only doing this with fame," then they should have really been like, you know what, this might not be for us then, because in the long run, you might screw us over, and we don't want to, you know what I mean, like finish you off or anything like that. You feel me? That's just my take on it. I mean, I'm not a gang member or anything like that. I don't want to associate myself with that. I like my life. I like to be able, you know, to
What
be
you mean,
walking
your
around.
whole gang on Facebook?
Whoa, see my man.
Gang, gang.
Whoa, hey, see, and listen here, I don't know what gang you talking about, but listen, I
Well, I
got
don't even know
friends.
them, like.
I got friends that's, you know, making
Acquaintances.
money moves, acquaintances.
that
you
you
know
do
what I'm
business
saying?
with.
Yeah, proper business,
Ain't
proper
Ain't nothing
business.
wrong with being a gang member.
Nah,
Or call my gang member right now.
for real? Whoa.
Listen, I'm a
Listen,
tax citizen.
whoa, let me get out of here.
I work at
'cause,
9 to 5. I work
yeah.
married with children.
I'm married. He mentioned everything. I'm married with children.
He's like, look,
Come
the
after me.
American dream.
I go to church every
I'm
week.
living the American dream. I go to church every week. I pay my tithes. I come home and watch TV. Yo, that's the American dream. My God.
Exactly. 1.5 kids, everything.
Oh, speaking of kids.
picket fence.
And a dog,
Nah.
man. You need a dog.
Nah, that's not for me.
Nah, I love dogs, yo. Nah, I love dogs. You gotta have a dog, bro. One day. Eventually, bro. Eventually.
Maybe when I move to Jersey, like.
He gonna
Oh, see this guy. Look at this guy. Alright, as a matter of fact, let me ask you a question. What's your intake on love?
oh, it's about to get serious.
Yeah, cause
Oh, you can't
yeah,
drop bombs.
what's
We
up?
got about
What's
6
up?
minutes before we close out.
Oh, nah. We not about to do that. We got enough. So,
Rickard,
speak
Rickard,
of
take
6,
up the time.
3 and 3. As a matter of fact, you're gonna split it.
3.
3 and 3.
Okay, I think God is love. I think,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
oh, he's so
Funny.
Oh,
Hey, we on the real one, right? Damn, Sunday. Damn.
God is love, like Pastor Cameau said. Shout out to Pastor Cameau Funerals.
Oh my goodness. So,
Father, drop
the
a dollar,
famous,
dog.
right? Oh, drop a dollar. The real world,
He
bro.
gave the political
Come
answer.
on.
Look,
That is a political answer.
Listen,
That really is.
Listen. In all honesty, I think what we talking about love for a woman, love for.
For like, yeah, I mean, not for a man. Like,
No, I'm talking about
no disrespect. Ooh,
I'm talking about love for love for your fellow man, love for your
Hey.
children, love for
Yo.
your wife.
Not
like
right.
when I talk about bad man things.
Nah,
Oh,
Then
man.
he came back to
Yo,
the block.
hold on, y'all trying to disrespect me? Hey, listen here, dog. Like,
Yo,
yo,
what the
so yo, out the wheel, down, whoa, my fault, bro. I thought you had the proper English. Like, what happened to that?
Listen. I believe that there's someone for everybody that you can spend the rest of your life with. I feel like there's gonna be someone that you've loved in life that's always gonna have a part of you, or you're always gonna love for the rest of your life, even though you're not with them, but you're loving them from afar. I think that it is
I agree with
possible.
that part.
I feel like it is possible to find someone that you can spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
But it won't be easy. As in, it's two lives becoming one, and that's meshing together. When I said God is love, what I mean is that faith is believing in things unseen, which means when you get into a situation, especially a committed relationship, especially like a marriage, you can't see the future, but you put faith in that person just like they put a faith in you, where you're gonna build something, right?
Yeah.
Where you're gonna build a home, you're gonna turn a house into a home, you're gonna turn the you and the woman into a family with kids, and you're gonna try to raise those kids to do good in life. You know, you might make mistakes, but you know, you're gonna pray that you're gonna do better, you know, and you're gonna have to be humbling and understanding. When I say God is love, look at all the things we do in this world, but you know,
God still love is the word.
Exactly. So
I ain't gonna front a couple times.
We gotta learn forgiveness, patience, understanding. All that comes with love, you know. Even when it comes to wife, kids.
In this generation, though, you know, this generation is a little harsh. You feel me? I ain't going. I mean,
you know,
I seen it, yo. I see. I ain't go. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'll speak more.
Yeah.
You have 2 minutes.
And for this generation, it's cool. So I would say, in my sense of life, I've learned that love is more. It's not. I feel like for me, it's freedom. In the sense of I gotta allow the person to be that person. Yeah. And just act like there's just, you know, everyone got these things that is what you don't want to cross that line. Yeah. So you kind of tell the person, you know, would you do this for me? Would you do that for me? These are just the things that I need to know. Like for my instance, I ask for trust. I'll keep it a buck with you as long as you always keep it a buck with me. If you're not feeling right about something, tell me. Because some quote I'm trying to remember it. Something like, oh, everybody is like a book, you know. Everybody you meet you have a book with them. And, you know, if you don't talk, then you don't read the next page, and it's kind of like you just get stuck. Yeah. True. Then you gotta go to the end of the book. You gotta find out if that person is gonna be with you or not. So keep doing you, keep living your life, keep telling them your pages basically, and if they feel like, oh, you know, you're going in a direction I don't want to follow you, then you know, exactly, book close, like on to the next.
You know, that's me.
Fabrice.
I mean, wow, thanks. Wow. Look at this guy. But
you got that lavender scent.
Okay, all right. But honestly, the one thing is, I understand love is out there. It is. It's, you know, it just right now it is hard to find.
It's hard to find trust.
And it's really hard to find trust. Like love, that could come easy, but trust and loyalty, that comes hard. Because then you can love somebody and still try to betray them. You feel me? Sure. Like with 21 Savage, I mean, can't believe I'm quoting a rapper, but he was saying in an interview, like, yo, you can love somebody all you want, but in reality, if you don't feel the person, then you know you're gonna do what you want to do, and you don't have that person. That person won't have that trust with you. So the biggest thing with him was his trust and loyalty, and that's my biggest thing. Especially me, I'm getting older. I mean, I'm 26. Yeah, I'm young or whatever. Yeah. Some people,
you told me like I was old. You only 4 years younger than me.
Bro, you old, bro. What you want me to do? That's 4 years, bro. You got experience.
Age is just a number. We know you 40,
You got 4 years experience over me, bro. What you want me to do, bro? You feel me? But in reality, it's just the fact that I think what it is, you have to play your cards right. You know, and you gotta make sure. For me, I like to stay 10 steps ahead of everybody. I don't care who you are. Sure. You feel me? You can be at my job, you can be in church, whatever. Cause
you want to be prepared.
Exactly. You want to be prepared for what's coming up next. You feel me? So you can be like, you know, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to level up. Get out of my way. You feel me? So that was just one of those things.
You know what? I got.
Oh, God. Yeah.
In the touch of love is also self-love too. Because if you can love yourself, then you know how to love others.
Exactly. And it's self-love too. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, you can't love anybody else.
Exactly. If you're not patient with yourself, if you're not forgiving of yourself,
you're not gonna. You
can't do it with others.
It's not gonna work for you.
Let's just answer this guy's question before we close out. Myrtle, he said, "What careers? What y'all trying to do?"
Yo, this dude is bad. What career? Oh man,
English
classic,
teacher.
Classic. Classic. Straight
up. Right up. I said, what y'all trying to do, man?
Like, you. It's worse that you're like, hi, what up, big homie? I'm like, damn, bro. But damn, with this,
auto-correct it and kick
come
it.
on, like, you can't auto-correct it. But nah, honestly, for me, I want to still do my health field job, but still be the biggest YouTuber and meet all these fly people. And just honestly, just, meet new people and have people all around me with positive vibes, And, positive vibes is everything. So with me, that's two things I actually want in my life, and to travel and to just have fun. Just one of those things, because you got one life to live.
Right.
And with that life, you mess up, it's bye-bye, maybe next time or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what God's plan is or whatever the case is. But, got one life to live, bro. Make it count. You feel me? All the mistakes you made before, all right, scratch that, start over. You feel me? Because every millionaire, they made plenty of mistakes. They failed.
Taking a chance is the biggest step in the. You gotta shoot to miss. Like you got shoot.
You don't know if you're gonna miss or not.
Exactly. You're gonna be 0% if you don't shoot. So you might as well shoot.
Like Stephen Curry was 0% before he became a true shooter.
Exactly.
So it's like
you just gotta keep shooting.
All the champs and all the millionaires, bro, they failed countless times, but they never quit on themselves. Because a lot of people will quit on you. Even your family members. That's a proven fact. Like, you can go after your big dreams or whatever, but give or take, it's either they're going to be jealous of you, or they're going to be mad at you, or they're just going to give up on you. Either way, it's going to happen.
You got to get to that bag, man.
Yeah,
but the Bible tells you that. Like the
story
of Joseph.
Exactly.
Cameau.
Yeah, mad dreams.
Yeah, facts.
What I'm
and
trying
I hated
to
him
do?
for that.
What y'all trying to do?
Cameau, what career, what y'all trying to do?
Yo, I can't believe you did that. Yo, you better auto-correct that, bro, though. Come on, man.
I'm gonna talk to him like, from the block. Like, yo, bud.
Oh, bro.
I'm just trying to get to this bag, man.
Oh,
like, on a real, I'm just trying to make sure the family eating. You feel? That's my career, homie. Like,
that's your career.
I'm trying to find out how this money works so I can make it work for the people. I can talk to you like we on the block, but
No. Switch it up.
Today's program is, televised, so.
I'm done, yo, bro. That's a classic. I'll give that to you, bro. Honestly, I gotta shake your hand on that one. That's a classic, bro.
This program is televised.
Nah, you gotta have that for like, your like ending or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
talk to you like I'm on the block.
But this thing is being televised.
I just want to thank my people for watching the show. Rickard handled this.
He didn't even answer the question either. What
closing.
career you want, bro? Before we close.
What he said? What career y'all trying to do?
He should have said what career y'all trying to do, though. That would have been real. I was like, damn.
Keep it Brooke and be like, you good?
Yeah, he'd be like, yo, keep it a buck, you good?
He said facts, Fabrice. So boom, I'm gonna give my answer, and then we close out. Basically, I wanted to do a lot of different things, but I guess God gave me direction and motivation to do all the things that I'm doing now. And as cliche as it sounds, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That's literally, like right now, I'm doing my master's in clinical social work. So I'll be.
Yeah, we gotta give him a clap. Hold up, my man. Yo, you feel me? Congratulations, bro. We gotta support each other. You feel me? So that's what's up, man. You said good looks like it's regular. God damn.
Good looks, bro.
You must got it in the bag, bro.
You're like, yo, this is normal.
This is normal. I does this.
So difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week.
It's the rock. Yo,
that's the real word.
You're right. You gotta put the circle.
The world. So
you gotta put the circle.
So basically, I'm gonna be a clinical therapist, and also my job was asking me if I want to be a clinical director. I don't know yet.
Wow, yeah, that's big, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna sponsor me throughout that. So
on
top of that, what at the end of the day, I also own a 501c3 not-for-profit. Today we also launched our first LLC, the Real Word Realty. So we're gonna do investment, real estate, and
I have to stop
banking.
you. But what y'all trying to do though?
Oh,
I'm not trying to talk about what we trying to do. I'm talking about what we doing right now.
It's in the present, not the future. Nothing.
Like I'm about making moves.
I'm about making moves right now. We also got like Cardi B. I make money moves.
We also got the Real Word TV. We on TV every Thursday at 4 p.m. I'm also a public speaker. I get paid to preach at churches and things of that nature. I'm a chaplain and youth director, and You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You know, motivational speaker, different things. You know, but all in all, I want to be a living testimony. You know, try to motivate kids to show them that you could go from negative to positive, and you can bring all your people with you, which is what I did. I didn't keep it to myself. I'm sharing my platforms with all my people, and I give other people platforms, like my brother right here, Fabrice.
Word, yo, shout out, hold up, before you continue though, but shout out to the underdogs, man, for real, like, the ones that do it by themselves, honestly. Because, you know, with...
I thought you was naming your gang and stuff.
You starting, bro.
Your dog sound like a gang.
They
right now.
Right, like, nah. But honestly...
You know.
Right here.
Must have been all in there, right?
Nah, but honestly...
The Getty gang, right?
Oh,
gang,
God.
man.
You started, bro. I'm not even...
They all right, Gucci belts.
Oh, my goodness, bro.
He trying like he don't got a Gucci belt.
Nah, yo, you got a Gucci belt? I ain't got a Gucci belt. He rich, bro. What you mean?
I'm broke, bro.
Oh, okay.
And we supposed to be boycotting Gucci belts.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Only because it's the only black belt I got.
Yo, bleep that out. Bleep that out for the show.
Before they really try to book. Bleep that out.
Yeah. Closing thoughts?
Nah, just, you know, shout out to the underdogs, the ones that's, you know, that has that, like, unfortunate events, of course, that have no parents or anything like that has nobody to support them. Like, for me, for instance, of course, you know, I grew up in real struggle, but, you know, I made it out. Oh, man,
God is good, man.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, God
man.
is good, man. I feel like God literally was like, all right, since nobody wants to teach you, son, I'm going to hold you down, you feel me? And I think that's what he really did for me, and I can't thank God enough. There's no money in the world I can, you know, like say, damn, well, thank you, you feel me? There's nothing. The only thing I can do is, you know, give God my heart and tell him thank you at this point, because
keep doing your thing.
He could have, you know, left me in Haiti, starving, poor, whatever. No, for real, you got to think about that. You feel me? How many children that's out there that's suffering, or other countries, like third world countries that's suffering, you feel me? So it's like, you know, for me to, like, be doing my thing, it's like,
you gotta represent,
you gotta represent, you feel me? You can't, and God, I know you be watching, go ahead, so I can put you back to step one. Go ahead, you feel me? But honestly, I know God, you know, always had my back. So to the people that really don't have anybody, or that doesn't have anybody that supports
making
them,
it out
and
here.
that's trying to make it. Well, keep going. Don't ever quit. There was plenty of times I wanted to quit, like literally quit. I'm talking about life.
I say everyone follow your dreams, man.
Yeah, just follow your dreams. You feel me? A lot of people follow their dreams, but then, you know, they stop. That's the thing. You quit on yourself. Follow your dreams. Don't quit yourself. And
the process is the fun part, to be honest.
The process is really the fun part.
Especially when you accomplish something, it's like, oh shoot, I did
there's so many things I accomplished, especially because of God and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, I didn't know I could accomplish this. You feel me? And you know, there's a lot of people that say, oh, yo, but I always knew you could do it. But then for me, it's like I didn't.
You need to know for yourself.
Exactly.
You found out yourself.
You feel me? Like, perfect example, my good friend Daniel Michelle. One crazy dude, but I still mess with him. He's mad cool. But I went to my safety director course. I told him, I was like, yo, I'm going to the safety director course. I'm gonna, you know, try to, you know, get out there and do my thing. He said, well, I'm not even worried. You're gonna come back, you're gonna pass. I know you're gonna pass. Bro, I passed, right? And then I call him, he's like, you're straight hood. And I'm like, all right. But then I was like, and then he was like, all right, so what's up? I was like, yeah, I passed, man. He's like, yeah, man, I was knew you could do it, man. But the funny thing was, to me, that really hit me because he really supported. You got people that support you all around you.
Who believe in you.
Yeah, you feel me? You should cherish them, because those are hard to come find. It's hard to come find people that really support you.
Especially when it's genuine.
Oh, especially when it's genuine. If it's genuine, God bless you.
That's the best person.
That's the best, you feel me? But, you know, unfortunately, the world is, like, very cruel and harsh. And, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, you gotta battle, you gotta find your way through. You gotta find your way through. But, you know, eventually, if you don't quit yourself, you'll make it, man. You know, it's just about not quitting. That's all it is.
Don't quit.
You know, because God will never quit on you. If you quit on yourself, He's like, all right, well, I ain't gonna quit you. I'm tired of you quitting. This is like the 5th time, God.
I gave you one more chance.
One more chance.
Again.
You know, I know I made the world in 7 days, but I'm gonna give you 7 chances. Yo, can you imagine though? Like, imagine God really giving you 7 chances, but He gives us unconditional love and unlimited
I try to
chances.
live like I'm on my last chance.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta make sure you Gucci, man. You gotta make sure, you know what I mean. number one, right with God. Because, you know, with me before, I used to be a knucklehead sometimes. Like, I used to not listen. But then what it was, I didn't have the right guidance as well.
That's true.
You feel me? And that plays a big part in life. That, yo, let me tell you, you know how these, you know, these Asians, these whites, bro, they stick together, bro.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to us. Some of us, you know what I mean? It's like,
Sammy said, preach, brother.
oh my, chill out, bro. Nah.
And he's swaying too.
Right? Yeah, like, chill out,
Yeah,
bro.
with my handkerchief.
Right?
We gotta get him started.
Woo! Please, it's hot in here.
Catching the whole.
But you're dragging it heavy, man. But now, on a serious note, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of kids that have so many talents and so many things they could do, but they just need the right guidance. But now, some people see that and they get jealous, and some people, you know, they be like, you're never going to become nothing. Yeah, you'd be surprised.
We need to stop, because we're going to keep going, because we could talk about
Nah, yeah, we could talk about this all day, bro.
Most of this going to get cut off when they go on TV, because we only got 1 hour, and we had went over an hour.
Oh, no, you got
this shit probably going to be a part of the fucking uncut version, right?
This is the uncut version. You
You're going too far.
You're going too far. Stop to talking. No, preach, brother. Preach. Can you imagine? Yeah, somebody tell you that preach, brother. We ain't finished yet. Yo, I think I'll be like, yo, boy, I think I'm done now. At that point, I think I'm done. But nah, on a serious note, man, I'm glad I'm here. You feel me?
Thanks,
Man,
It was a pleasure, bro.
Yeah, man, it was a
You got
pleasure,
that
bro.
good energy, man. I appreciate
Nah,
it.
yeah, because I was like, this is not going to be a boring interview. Like, I'm just standing there like, yeah. So,
yeah, we're not going to ask those.
Yeah, because and then y'all looking at me.
We don't
like,
get too political.
You know,
Right?
it's like,
At least not today.
Nah, because
So,
I was making sure, like, it's.
what were you doing
fun.
in 2016?
Oh, nah, you disrespectful.
We pulled up some old
Like,
tweets.
yo, I ain't like, hold up. I'm like,
That's how R. Kelly
I'm like,
is
yo,
doing.
I'm like, hold up.
You listen to R. Kelly song.
Yo, I'm like, hold
Put it
up,
on your booty.
I was like, hold up, that was like my prom or something. Hold up, nah, that's not even my prom.
But then you posted on Facebook, yo, I'm mad mature.
Oh, nah. Can you imagine somebody do that to you? I'd be like, oh, nah, he's highly disrespectful. Turn off. Like, I'm not even watching the rest, bro. Like, can you imagine somebody doing that to you?
That's what
You
can
think it's
happen
a
now,
real
though.
interview? Yeah, and then they be like,
That's
yes,
what
what
can
you
happen
doing?
now.
Such and such.
They gonna have everything. They
Yeah,
gonna be like, I
because
seen
it's,
your
you know,
Facebook, I seen you drink, I seen you twerking, ma.
Yeah, yo, a lot of them be getting caught up, and I be dying.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. When I started preaching, I went back to Facebook. I deleted 2013, 14, 15. I started off clean 2016. Like, here we go.
They was like,
Born again.
born again. I
Graduation and baptism.
Brand new. I'm a brand new guy.
He's like, I didn't live for 2013 or 2000.
I was reborn, like Jesus.
It was just graduation, baptism, marriage.
Oh,
in the real world.
wow. Now he played it smart though, cause he knew I would.
They gonna pull out.
They gonna try to
he
pull
had
it out
some
though.
pictures.
Yo, they probably nah, but
You had some pictures.
Ooh,
Yo, cut this shit off. We out.
He's like, nah, cut it off. Y'all
All right, man. All right. You done did closing thoughts like 4 times.
Yo, I'm done already.
I'm gonna go to him. I'm gonna go to
yeah,
him.
yo, I wanna hear this. You feel me? Nah, don't go straight up, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Political art.
Nah, half.
I got you. I'm gonna just be real, you know. Self-love is most important. That's all I got really to say, you know. You gotta love yourself, be willing to take a chance on yourself. You gotta be willing to take the chance of loving somebody else. You gotta take the chance of forgiving them, not knowing the ending, like he was saying. You gotta have faith.
Yeah.
You just keep it simple. Like, just be real with yourself. Like, call it what it is.
Especially if you're getting older.
Yeah, facts. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, be like, yo, why I don't feel comfortable? Like, and fix whatever's the problem. Facts. That's my closing thoughts.
That was the most respectable hood sentences I ever. I was like, wow, that was like music to my ears from a hood dude.
Yeah, like, you know.
And Myrtle said,
who sounds good?
2 hour show. LOL.
Yeah, it's been that long? God.
No. He wants us to go for 2 hours.
Oh, you're wild. I have a home to go to. You're bugging, bro.
Yeah, he lives in Jersey.
You disrespectful. What's the matter with you, man?
I don't know why he lives in Jersey.
Oh,
you
you're
know.
disrespectful. Like, he's not the only one that be disrespectful today. You are.
I was just telling him I respect it. You know,
Yo.
2 hours.
Nah, honestly, yeah, we could definitely make this 2 hours. But,
Yeah.
of course, a lot of us got stuff
Yeah, we gotta
to
go.
do.
We gotta go.
You feel me? So you're the next
Closing
one that's gonna be
thoughts.
the
And,
closer.
you know, he's about to go off, so.
Yo, he about to feed. Hold up.
Nah. I just want to thank my guests for coming. Shout out to Fabrice for coming in. And just like Fabrice, he came with a fresh breeze of energy.
Wow.
So I give
40-year-old man, 40.
That,
He's
bro?
40, bro. I told you, grandpa shit, man.
Hey, I tried.
You did try. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But seriously, we like your energy, and it was a great show.
Yeah,
So
man,
shouts
you
for
know.
coming. Big up to you.
I ain't want it to be dry, bro, from the hood. Right? Like, yo, like.
Shout out,
Word.
shout out to Cameau for coming through today and filling in for Sanders. Shout out to Pastor Sanders Cameau for living his best life. And
Living his best life.
You know,
Okay.
he's currently on vacation enjoying life, and he said that God is love. So shout out to him and shout out to God and for blessing his union. We thank you all for watching The Real Word tonight. Shout out to everybody that showed out in support. Shout out to the whole Getty gang. I see you guys showed a bunch of love for tonight. Omar said great energy. Samuel said great show. Shout out to you guys as well.
Nah, I'm sweating bullets, though. I ain't
Shout out
gonna
to
lie.
everybody that's been supporting The Real Word. You can follow us on Instagram.
Fresh, bro. You from
Yeah. Still smell fresh. Right. Now they smell it.
Yeah, man.
Guys, I'm trying to close out the show, man. I'm trying to close out. All right, follow us on Instagram at The Real Word TV. Instagram at The Real Word TV. Subscribe to the YouTube at www.youtube.com/C for channel /The Real Word TV. That's www.youtube.com/C for channel /The Real Word TV. If you like the show and you want to support the channel, you could donate at www.gofundme.com /The Real Word. That's gofundme.com /The Real Word. We thank you for watching. We'll be on television Thursday at 4 p.m. and we'll be back live tonight. Fabrice, you want to close us out with a prayer?
Oh, you. Wow.
You don't do this to everybody.
Right.
It's because you Haitian.
And you got me on TV, so I got no choice, man. I got you. Say this. I ain't gonna do the hood prayer, but I'm gonna do like a regular prayer for me. I'll do
The hood prayer. What?
You know, I was joking, but you let me say, yo, do what you gotta do, bro.
I'm like, what am I
Like,
yo, God bless these streets.
Yo,
God bless the
my Timbs.
hustlers.
God bless my Timbs, you feel me? My constructs out here fresh to death. Nah, let me stop. But
I gotta
alright,
clean
bro.
mine, but it's
Oh, see?
I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Alright,
people.
bro. So, bow your eyes and close your eyes. Dear
Yeah.
Heavenly Most Gracious Father, thank you so much for everything you've done for us, oh Lord. Thank you for waking us up each and every day, of course, even though today or tomorrow is never promised, of course. It's because of you we get the chance to kind of breathe, live, eat, do what we need to do, come back home safe as that. And, you know, for you doing that for us, it's a great blessing. I also want to thank you for these lovely gentlemen, of course, for bringing me into the show. It was great energy. I couldn't thank, you know, the opportunity for being here. I also want to ask God to protect these lovely gentlemen. Whatever their journey, you know, leads or whatever they're trying to do, just protect them and be with them. And, you know, just keep showing them love and positivity. Of course, you know, shout out to my peoples, of course, and continue to protect them and be with them. In Jesus' name I do pray.
Same to you, bro.
Amen,
Same to
amen.
you, man.
Thank you for everyone for watching. Thanks to the guests. Thanks to my guest co-host. And shout out to everyone for watching The Real Word. Thank you for your love and support. Good night. God bless.
Good night.